Hello, we're back. We're going to talk about verb tenses. What does that mean? Let's head over we're going to have our reading and grammar notebook so we can write our notes in there. So we're going to be under grammar, and it's right after our possessive nouns page. Okay, we did that last week, so we're going to be right next to that page. Let's go ahead and pull up our slideshow, and then I'll help you make sure you have your notes, okay? Okay. From the beginning. Okay. What is a verb? So if you could give someone nearby an example of what a verb is. A verb is an action verb. It's or part of a sentence that shows the doing. Or the action. All right. Let's see here. Okay, sometimes the verb is showing an action that has already happened. This is a past tense verb. Okay, so in your book, we're going to be writing verb tenses. Okay, and if you want to wait till you can see my book, you can do that. All right. So we're going to write down what a past tense verb is. All right, let's go to past tense verbs. Yesterday we walked to school. Last year we traveled to Arizona. I already typed my paper. Do you notice anything about the past tense verbs that they're using? What do you notice? Okay, did you notice that they all have ed at the end to show that they're past tense? Good job. Verbs in the past tense usually end in ed. You try. Okay, we're going to write these three words. So number one is look, and it becomes looked, ed. Bake becomes baked, add a d. We don't have two e's because that would say bake, backed is what it would say, I guess. Number three would be open goes to opened. We add our ed. Okay, let me come back over here so you can see. Oh, not there. Let me go back here. We're going to go to the camera. Okay. I wish I could have the camera open and the slideshow kind of in the corner. That would be great. Okay, so I've written verb tenses. Past tense verb means it's already happened. Okay? And then there's our example. Look becomes looked. Bake becomes baked. Open becomes opened. All right, if you would please push pause so you can get this written down in your book. It will help you so much. So go ahead and get that written down. All right, make sure you've got it paused. All right, let's go here. Okay. Sometimes the verb is showing an action that is happening now. This is a present tense verb. Okay, so a present tense verb is telling you that it's happening now. And now could mean right this very second, or now could mean during today. Okay. All right, I will go to the next one. Present tense. She sings in the shower. Liam is raising his hand. I play the flute in the band. Present tense verbs don't have a common ending. Like past tense verbs, a lot of times have ed. Not every time, but a lot. Present tense verbs do not have the same kind of ending. Okay. Verbs in the present tense usually end in S or ing. Okay. So we're just going to put a little note here. Usually end in S or ing. Sometimes the verb is showing that an action repeats or does not stop. Those verbs don't have a special ending. All right, let's go back to our camera and get that written down that I just wrote in our book. Present tense verb means it's happening now, and it usually ends in an S or an ing. Okay, go ahead and press pause so you can get that written down. All right. Oh. Let me go from the current slide. Okay. Sometimes the verb is showing an action that is happening later or it's to come, and that is the future tense. Okay, so in our book, we're going to write down future tense verb are happening later. Like they're not happening right now. They're going to happen later because it's coming up, isn't it? All right, I'll let you look at my book in just a moment. Future tense. We will visit Grandma next week. He will make dinner when he is hungry. I will call you when I get there. Do you notice anything about the future tense verbs? Okay. They use will before the verb a lot. Not every single time, but a lot. Okay. Okay. Verbs in the future tense usually include will. You try. I read the newspaper. I will read. So number one, we're going to write down read and then an arrow and make it something we're not doing right now, but we're going to do. We're not reading right now. We will read. Draw becomes will draw. And think becomes will think. All right, let me stop there and grab the camera so you can get this written down in your book. We are very close to being done. Very, very close. Okay, so we're adding in future tense verbs. Oh, gotta have an E there. Future tense verbs mean they're happening later. They use will before the verb a lot of the time. So read becomes will read. Draw becomes will draw. Think becomes will think. Okay, that's why sometimes when someone tells you to do something and you say, I will, that means you're going to do it. I will do it soon. It's in the future though. All right. If you are not finished, go ahead and press pause so I don't close this out before you hit pause. All right. Is the verb in the past, present, or future tense? We're not going to write all of these. I just want you to focus. So if you please sit up straight and focus on the screen. All right. Number one, Faith will brush her teeth before she goes to bed. Will brush. Is that something that's in the past? It already happened. In the present, it's happening now. Or in the future, it will be happening soon. Happening later. Did you guys pick future? Perfect. That's what it is. Future tense. Next one. Our favorite team is winning the game. Is that something that happened in the past? Is that happening in the present? Or is that happening in the future? Our favorite team is winning the game. Okay, that is present. It's happening right now. The next one. The student smiled when he saw his test score. Smiled. Is that happening right now? Is it happening in the future? Did it happen already? So they already saw his smile, so that is past tense. Okay, the next one. He loved going to the zoo when he was younger. Loved. Is that past, present, or future tense? It's past tense. Okay. The next one. The teacher writes a note to Jill's parents. Writes. Is that happening in the past, the present, or the future? The present, because she is writing the note right now to the parents. Okay? Besides looking at the ending on the verb, how else can you tell what tense the verb is? I finished cleaning my room hours ago. Okay. Finished cleaning my room hours ago. Okay, let's go back. I forgot where I was going for a second there. Let's go back to the camera and make sure we have everything on verb tenses written down in our book. So I'm going to back it up as much as I can, and hopefully you can see it all. Okay? Go ahead and push pause so you can get it all written down. Okay. All right. We are going to head to our, which one are we? So we're not doing our reading interactive notebook today. So I guess we're heading to our read aloud. That'll be the last thing we do in our reading group today. So we'll be able to answer our questions in Edmodo today after we listen to our read aloud. So make sure that you follow the whole video so that you'll know exactly what questions I'm going to ask. And I usually go over them at the end. So that should make it a lot easier too. All right, guys, I will see you over in the read aloud listening to chapter 10 of Mouse and the Motorcycle.